It's me, Rebel Trader, with Take the Initiative. Happy Independence Day, everyone, because that's the holiday that it is. It's Independence Day, not of any particular country, just Independence Day, no other holiday. So, we've got this is actually pre-recorded. I'm actually recording this last night, so it's not quite Independence Day yet. We still got a couple hours. But it's going to be broadcast the following morning. The reason for that is because they played the first few turns of game one that we got recorded. So what you're watching right now is a videotape. I'm talking about the lists, and then we're going to cut to another one of me doing commentary over the first like 4 minutes of game one, and then we're going to get into the actual game. We got the players right here in TTS ready to go. So this is Suardo's list. It's Quinlan. He's playing all the good stuff. He's got only 2 K2s main. I think that's become standard. He's got Clear the Fields in the main deck. That's often a card that's been in the sideboard, but has started more and more to come into the main. This is just a fairly low to the ground aggro deck, running nothing higher than Han. It's not quite aggro. I'd classify it more as mid range, but it it can really put out a lot of damage. It's probably gonna end up playing control in this matchup. Because going up into Jango, but it's got Falcons. Falcon's a really good card into Jango. But yeah, both these decks are going to be Tarkin Town centric. On the other side, we got Weyoun98, who's on a very interesting Jango list. He's got the criminal muscles in there. That's I think that's started to become more and more standard. But yeah, that's in there. It's 2 sneak attacks. Another thing that people have started playing more and more. Is just a way to push damage in, as well as on the doorstep. That one, this deck is just so good at getting damage through with events, Triple Dark Raid, on the doorstep, Surprise Strike, Sneak Attack, Daring Raid, Blaster from the resource row. And it's got 3 Ruthless Raider, 3 Fire Spray, still on the 1 heavy Persuader tank. The Generation Patrol craft has come up a lot. So yeah, and Criminal Muscle, that's another thing, just to bounce upgrades. So, and potentially bounce your Hotshot Blasters if that's a thing that you need to do. So yeah, let's get into the first part of game one. All right, getting started here with game one. Suardo on the initiative, going with it looks like just going Leia into Greedo is probably the move. Yeah, that's a pretty strong start. 2 units. Crafty Smuggler lines up well into Greedo if Weyoun decides to trade. I mean, if Crafty ends up getting 2 for 1 here and taking out both these units, that could be good start for Weyoun. But I do think Weyoun is the aggro here. Although with that opening, you might have to play a bit more control-y. Clear the field. Debating resource and clear the field, or Sabine, and it's gonna be clear the field. I think Suardo really wants to play a unit this turn. Being able to play Sabine, Quinlan paying the crafty is pretty strong. I was gonna say if the crafty doesn't hit the Greedo right away. And looks like they're trying to figure out if Greedo is non-events. And looks like it is non-events, right? Or non-units, sorry. Not specifically events. So the crafty does die there. Greedo 1 for 1's it. So, that looks pretty good to me for Suardo. Weyoun now going for Boba, and that's going to be difficult. Sabine comes down. Boba can just eat that Sabine if necessary. On the doorstep picked up. That's a pretty good start for Weyoun. Or peg up. Got double. It looks like, yeah, he's just going to go on the doorstep right away. Now, Suardo's hoping he saved. He's wishing he kept that clear the field. Kira out of the hand could be nice. Call surprise strike. It looks like he's gonna crash Sabine into the Boba and do all three to the Boba. Yeah, sets up a target town kill or just a Leia kill. And Boba's going to go to the base before either one of those can be done this round. All right, and this sets up a target town kill onto the Boba. And Suardo's thinking about it. He's going to go ahead and do that. Leia could, potentially just start eating these battle droids. Looks like Weyoun is going to head that off. Hit Leia, exhaust the one, and that's going to be the end of our video clip. So I've been Rebel Trader from the past. We're now going to take it to Rebel Trader in the future to cover the rest of the match because time travel is possible. All right, welcome back to the present, and we're just going to get going right away. Suardo opens with the Kira here. Thank you to Rebel Trader from the past, and thank you to Nils from Holocron Card Hub for recording that first part of Game 1. So now, do you call Surprise Strike, or do you call Raider, or do you call maybe something else? Difficult choice. And it looks like it's going to be Raider here. You guys can all hear me, right? You should be able to. Yeah, you can hear me. Perfect. And Weyoun's thinking about resourcing that Phantom. Yeah, looks like he's gonna resource the Phantom. Keep the Raider in hand. All right, now this is the turn that both leaders can flip. Suardo's also got a what's called a Plo here, which Plo can just run right over Jango if as long as coordinates on. Another battle droid just being used to exhaust a unit here. And Leia's going to trade with the other one. That actually gives an opening for Jango to deploy without being in Plo territory. All right, it looks like he's actually going to set up Daring Raid kill here with the Tarkin Town, so he's not going to have to worry about Plo at all. Or at least not coordinated Plo, which is the worst kind. And now it looks like Suardo's looking at that surprise strike, trying to put some damage on the board. And then he's going to have Leia to exhaust the Jango, which we can't kill him. That's looking pretty good. Raider does get to come into play next turn, and that could change things, but Suardo's not in a terrible spot at the moment. Ooh, Fire Spray picked up for Weyoun. That's massive. All right, there's going to be Raider. Just kill that. Leia, again, take the coordinate offline. And Suardo's still turning up the heat, going to base here. Now, is Suardo going to play out that Plo? Does he have like someone in the smuggle? He does. He's got the Falcon in the resource row for 6. And that means... So... I think he can only ping a 5, right? Or no, it's a 6. Never mind. So he can ping anything. I thought Falcon was natively a 5 for some reason. But I don't know. So you can ping either of these with Quinlan. Gonna ping the Raider. That sets up the Falcon to be able to kill it. That's big, that Falcon. And it also puts coordinate back on the menu. Oh, Weyoun picks up another Ruthless Raider. They just don't stop coming. Yeah, Weyoun's got initiative. I could see him just go open Raider, exhaust your Falcon. Also, no Falcon dies in the trade. It does indeed. This is that's an interesting way of an interesting line to take. Definitely more conservative, but so he goes surprise strike, kill the Falcon, which lets him exhaust the Quinlan, and takes off coordinate for the time being. For L3 out of the resource row. That's interesting. Could be trying to dump units out to get a sustainable coordinate online. Hotshot out of the resource row. That's big. And then Ezra plays, but Weyoun's going to get initiative here. So... Plo can't, so Jango's going to get a chance to hit base before he gets Plo'd here. Weyoun's got a line to lethal this turn. If he goes Jango hit base, fire spray, hit base. That's 25. I mean, Suardo's kind of close also, right? But it's going to take him more actions. He's got 8 on board right now, plus Surprise Strike, plus Falcon. That actually is lethal, Surprise Strike Falcon, just with these units on board. Looks like here... Suardo's going to play cautiously, and then he's just going to get owned by that Raider. Oh, yeah, with Surprise Strike, Raider's game, he doesn't even need to play out the Fire Spray and attack. So Weyoun gets game 1. Congratulations. But Suardo's not out of it yet. Let's take a look at these sideboards. Suardo, he's got Gamorreans. I don't know. Do you bring in Gamorreans in this matchup? Like... It's mostly a space deck, so, but they could be good for blocking a Jango, and Jango did a lot of the damage in that game. Fang Fighter is interesting, Weyoun's on a decent amount of upgrades. Bamboozle also for the same reason. Bamboozle could just be good for tempo. Weyoun side, he's got Swoop Down, that could come in. No Good to Be Dead, Bazine, Change of Heart, Cad Bane. A lot of these I think are for longer game matchups. I think Cad probably comes in here. just in case this one goes in. Pillage is a possibility. Pillage is a possibility, I guess. If you really can go control, but sometimes it just feels real bad to play. Pay 4 resources for a card like Pillage in this matchup. But sometimes, it's what you need. If you can get Weyoun to commit a lot of things to the board. Swoop. Must include maybe the CAD. Yeah, Swoop down is probably coming in, I'd imagine. All right, it looks like they're getting started here. And that's an interesting starting hand. I mean, Greedo Daring Raid is pretty solid, actually. Suardo doesn't have like 1-drops, does he? No. He does. At least he didn't draw them. It looks like Jasper, you were right. Pillage is in there. But it's getting resource here. No 2-drop for Suardo here. That's rough to see. No, I mean, his Weyoun's playing double 1-drops here. Now, ironically, like now might be the hand to keep Pillage. You kind of really want it in this scenario. All right, there's an Ezra. Solid value if he can stay alive from the Greedo attack, which is not a guarantee. If I'm Weyoun, I don't know, there's a chance you try and kill this Ezra. Probably to dodge, mainly to dodge Force Throw. But there's also, just hidden base feels good because the Ezra's probably going to attack into the Greedo next round. Looks like he's going to attack in, and is he going to get it? He does not. So the Ezra stays alive and just takes out this Greedo for free, but Target Town can clean up the Ezra here, so. Never lucky. I mean, he was lucky in game 1, or on Suardo's side. All right, here's Kira. Probably calling Raider here. Although there is an argument for calling P38. I don't think you call Sneak Attack because calling Raider does the same thing. This Kira looks more likely to stay alive at this point because the Target Town's gone. And especially with this hand, there's no immediate threat to her. So I'm probably calling Raider. And saying this Kira is going to stick around for a while. Yep. I think they're in voice. So Weyoun indicated that Raider was the call. All right, P38 going to put 1 on Kira. All right, now we're into the flip turn here. So Quinlan can get out, establish the coordinate for good old Plo, who can go and ram Jango. And if that doesn't work out, he's got the Leia again. I mean, this setup is looking pretty solid for Suardo. Who attacks with Kira here, which gives a bit of a window to flip Jango. Double sneak attack cards, yeah. Especially with, because, I mean, the Raider affects your ability to sneak attack, right? Or the Kira on the Raider does. So sneak attack is basically a dead card right now. I mean, you could use it on Greedo, theoretically, but You might as well just play Greedo. Jango needs a smuggle. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance he's got blasters or armed to the teeth. I don't think he's got anything else. Let's smuggle on the last. Weyoun's thinking here. Oh no, it looks like he just goes space with 7th Fleet. Yeah, there's Quinlan out. So now Jango's in danger if he decides to flip. And that's a pass from Weyoun. Weyoun is, I think, is definitely playing around Plo. And is Weyoun gonna fall, or is Suardo gonna fall for it? Looks like he is, yeah. He's gonna say, I got better off. Just waiting here. Greedo gonna come down. Quinlan pin, kill the Greedo. And what's the flip? It's gonna be like TDR or something. It is. It is exactly TDR. You know, I mean, you love to see the damage, but you hate to see the loss of that card. All right, target town. Gonna kill the P-38. What? Oh, yeah, it's still. Or no, it was Weyoun. So Weyoun deployed Jango, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're back in the safe spot. Target 10 kills the P-38. P-38 damage goes to Greedo. It looks like Suardo's not even going to go for the Greedo here. Oh, no, he is. Okay. And he gets it. So, yeah, Jango's going to take out the Kira, which puts Raider back on the menu with the sneak attack in hand. And at the same time, Weyoun's managed to get out to a pretty good damage lead. I'm probably resourcing A-Wing here. It seems like the worst option, or the worst card in your hand. I'd want to keep Falcon in hand to be able to deal with Raider if it comes out, especially with sneak attack, because you know about both those cards. Hotshot Blaster. So that's gonna be 4 Overwhelm from the K2, and that kills Jango. We're very close on damage. Weyoun just up by 1, now up by 3. I'm going to force the defeat on K2. Yeah, Suardo's got to take his 2. So yeah, K2's going to go to base, so now we are literally even on damage. I'm probably just taking initiative here if I'm Suardo. The game could definitely be over next turn. Weyoun has the ability to end it. Ooh, Pillage. Pillage here is an interesting pickup. All right, looks like it's going to be Leia to exhaust the Raider. Not going for the Falcon to kill it. P38 comes in, exhausts the Quinlan. That's a bit rough. So now Suardo has the ability to play Plo. And that gets him within 1 damage of a first tech lethal. It makes it so if he draws Surprise Strike or Blaster, he's got lethal. Or if he has a Blaster in the resource row, it's lethal. It also sets up 2 actions lethal no matter what if Suardo gets initiative. Weyoun can... Oh, he's thinking about where to put the Plo damage. So Weyoun can go 7th Fleet plus Sneak Attack 7th Fleet, which does 6 damage. It looks like he's just going to take initiative, though. Just play Plo and hope, yeah. Does Weyoun have the ability to exhaust this Plo? I don't think he does immediately. I'm not sure if Weyoun has Blaster. So because if Suardo has Blaster, if Weyoun, I think Suardo might get this one. Just purely because he can get to lethal faster. They're both at lethal this turn. Yeah, and Weyoun calls it. So we're going to have a game 3. What a game. Let's take a look at the bracket. Winner of this one gets to play Hippo in top 4s on Han Green. The other top 4 match is Jango Tarkin Town versus Tarkin Yellow. Tarkin versus Tarkin Town. No Raider, no P38, no ISB. It was rough. Yeah. He's also, I think, got no Good to Me Deads in there, maybe. So any number of ways to exhaust that Plo. And if he had Surprise Strike also, that would have gotten him to the point where he could reach lethal faster. Assuming Suardo didn't have a Blaster in the resource row, which we don't know for sure. All right, and it looks like they're not going back into the sideboard at all, so we're going to get started with game 3. It all comes down to this. Suardo doesn't want a 1-drop? No, guess not. Yeah, it looks like we're both going to pass. I mean, Weyoun had plays there. He could have gone Greedo or Criminal Muscle, but he just decided not to. Yeah, I think both these players mulliganed. Force throw, double force throw in Suardo's hand. That's not a card we've seen this match so far. One of the big draws to Quinlan Tarkentown is that force throw, but hasn't been a force just yet. Now, is Suardo going to be greedy and pass here? He is. Smart, I think. Plays around P38 because now Weyoun has to do something. And it's going to be 7th fleet, yeah. If Weyoun had gone P38, he would have been able to target down the Ezra. So Weyoun gets initiative here, but Suardo's able to play around that P38. Also takes off the shield on 7th fleet, which leaves the ship potentially vulnerable to being force thrown. All right, is gonna force throw here. Weyoun's got 1-drops, so probably one of those going away. But even if 1-drop goes away, you can get 1 damage on one of these ships, target town it to finish it off. Probably goes on 7th fleet, I'm imagining, which then puts Weyoun in a dilemma. Do you target down the Ezra, or do you attack with 7th fleet while you still can? Okay, it looks like he goes for P38. I guess because he wants the chance to to defeat it while there's no units on board. All right, here's Spark Rebellion. Kind of a weak spark here. Oh, there is the chance, like, if you... Okay, he's going to take Greedo, which is actually playable this turn. Let's say, like, he could be a bit greedy and go for, like, one of the surprise strikes, and you play the Greedo, then you force throw the other surprise strike. But the Greedo on board is not something you want to deal with. You ever see a TDR by Weyoun? We saw one get milled by Greedo. Weyoun, weighing whether or not to resource this on the doorstep, goes for, in the end, one of the surprise strikes. And plays the on the doorstep. A Greedo from Quinlan could, pick off one of those. Flip Quinlan, force throw, picks off another one. Weyoun's going to use it here to exhaust the Quinlan. The question is, do you Kira or do you force throw here first? I think you force throw first, because then you'd be giving them the option to discard the thing you called with Kira, potentially. All right. Force throw takes care of that 7th fleet and the surprise strike out of hand. And Kira gonna come in. And probably, my guess is calling Fire Spray. Yep. And then Quinlan's gonna pick off one of those battle droids with his ability. Weyoun's got a good damage lead, but this board state's looking pretty solid for Suardo. Now Weyoun has the top deck, yeah. No, I mean Suardo still has to take out what's on board, and he doesn't have like he doesn't have an easy way of doing that at the moment. And it looks like Suardo is now saying, "I'm gonna win. I'm just gonna race you until I, maybe draw something that helps me get back." Blaster, that's rough. He's actually just gonna kill the Kira. Falcon out of hand could be pretty strong. Could either kill the battle droid or set up a Quinlan kill onto Jango. I think Suardo might have a Cassian also, although that might have been last game that I'm remembering seeing him get that one. If he has a Cassian, like going Greedo plus Cassian is not a bad move. 6 for... Oh, does he have a Falcon in the resource row? Yep, nah, definitely better than playing one out of hand at the moment. And eats the droid. That means Weyoun gets to go to base, and he's starting to close the damage gap here. Ooh, Raider picked up. That's a good one for Weyoun. But Force Throw picked up for Suardo is pretty solid. Fire Sprite can come out this turn, or Ruthless Raider, because that Kira is now dead. It looks like he's actually just going to resource the Fire Spray. That's interesting. Oh no, he's having second thoughts. So, I mean, there's a bit of a dilemma here because you want to keep ISB to be able to exhaust something, but you have to keep Surprise Strike if you're going to keep ISB. So you can't keep all 4 of these. It looks like it is going to be Fire Spray that gets the resourcing. Jango's going to get a hit off while he can. Falcon returns fire. All right, there's Raider going to exhaust the Quinlan. right. Now it looks like so he's going to spark here. Thinking about it. He can go spark and then follow it up with force throw, but he's only getting 2 off the force throw. That's not a lot. He also just, say, spark, surprise strike, let you play the ISB. But I mean, yeah, he's gonna spark surprise strike here. Say I'm not gonna commit, or I don't need to commit to force throw. But I mean, now that Weyoun claims you've got the free action, maybe do it now. I mean, 1 damage here is pretty impactful. It sets up a lethal kill on either of these units. Oh, he's actually just gonna throw his own Falcon. That also works. I always forget you can force throw your own cards. Did he just take the damage from Raider? I looked away for a second. Yeah, he did. He took the damage. And yeah, you made a bit of a mistake by playing that Greedo first. Greedo misses here. And onward we go to the next round. Clear the field is decent pickup here. But this Jango needs to die. He's almost to the point of just soloing. Yeah, so he goes to base here. Weyoun's 4 damage away from winning. And you just have to go surprise strike Quinlan, kill Jango. Or wait, can you get to lethal this turn? I don't think you can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Actually, if he had a Cassian, he could get to lethal this turn. But he'd have to, I mean, that's assuming no exhausts. And that's a difficult thing to assume, especially knowing that the ISB agent's in hand. All right, I'm thinking, can he get to... No, it's double Falcon hits plus surprise strike is not lethal. Just sort of like a blaster. Hotshot blaster. That would be a nice pickup. It looks like he does. Yeah. Is he going to be greedy? I think he can't be. You have to kill Jango here. Yeah. And he does. Well, Weyoun's got the ability to exhaust this Falcon with ISB here, or just by playing the Daring Rid. So he's probably not going to get a hit by Falcon unless he wants to. Ooh, he's going to go Daring Raid to base. That's, I mean, he doesn't have the immediate follow up, but I don't think there's much Suardo can do to play around like any of the things that he could have. It looks like Suardo took an initiative, or maybe passed. And okay, Weyoun top decks. It looks like so Suardo I think passed. Weyoun takes initiative and draws Raider. All right, and that's it. That was close. Suardo had a chance in that third game, just didn't end up getting there. Why would he not kill Jango with that FT? That was very weird. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Happy Independence Day. And remember to always take the initiative.